I just bought this car off one of my subscribers for £250. And there's a massive problem with it. Well, I mean, it doesn't even move. But with this new car, it's all about dragging cars off people's driveways and getting them back on the road. I'm talking crash damaged cars that people don't have the time to fix, failed MOT cars that cost people way too much money to fix and get them passed, and neglected cars that have just been sat on people's driveways for years. And these neglected cars should be Nissan Jukes because, you know, they're so ugly. First thing we're actually going to do is we're actually going to see if one of you beautiful what am I doing? I have a 90% male audience. What am I doing? We are actually going to be seeing if any of you lot out there have any cars for sale, because that would be quite cool and like quite wholesome. Buying a car for you guys, fixing it up, and then getting one of your guys' cars out back on the road. Ideal budget is around £1,000 or no more than £1,000. Cheaper the better, because I mean honestly, my wallet's tighter than some goals these days. Oh, that was good. That was good. So later that day, I made up an Instagram story preaching out to you lot to sell me your cars like a beg, and a flood of you beautiful people sent in all cars from different makes, models, and even colours. Right here, we've actually got a possible contender. It's a Vauxhall Corsa in this red velvet cake colour. Oi! Yes, I did just dab. What are you gonna do? Oi! We got a Mitsubishi Colt. I mean, if I identified as Julie down the street, who walks her 7 cats in the morning, maybe I'd consider that car. But right here, we've actually got a Vauxhall Astra for £750. Little dent on the back, but we could get a new bumper for that. Make sure these are crystal clean when they leave me. This one's quite nice, 2008 Volkswagen Polo. That would be a cool car to get on the channel, to be fair. Somebody offered me a transit van. You know, I would even take that if it was £1,000. A 2005 Mini Cooper convertible. It's in a really nice green, and apparently it's just got a clutch gone. We've also been sent in this BMW 1 Series, which is quite interesting. We've been sent in this literal barn find Volkswagen Golf. It looks like it's been left there with the windows down, moisture all in the car, mold on the back for 300 quid. A Toyota Corolla, a Peugeot. So hopefully by tomorrow we'll be going to pick up or view a car. Oh yeah! But for now, I really need a shit. Hold on. So after going back and forth with one of the sellers, learning more about the car, and after not too long, we came to an agreement. Huh? This car might be cheap, right? But I have to get it recovered home for 2 different reasons, which I'll go into later, which is gonna make a cooler little story. Like I said, bringing cars back on the road. Whoa! It's not actually allowed to be on the road, so well, and it wouldn't even get on the road if it was allowed to. So this is gonna be very interesting for me. Absolutely buzzing for this car. Got the money right here. I'm gonna send to that, but I got the money there, more than enough. Plus for the recovery truck, so that's gonna be interesting. After a short drive, we ended up in front of the car, and I was super excited to see it in person because it's a lot more interesting than most cars out there. And I want you guys to see if you can guess the car from the noise of the startup. Oh, that sounds nice, that does. Now, if you know, you know. This specific car could not move under its own power, so had to be pushed up onto the recovery track. And not long after, we were pushing it onto my driveway, where it was finally safe and sound. Right, guys, so after all of that, the car is actually back on the driveway right behind you. But wow, this car is a little beauty for the price I paid for it. Seeing it in the daylight now, it's got really nice paint, which is going to be questionable to you guys. Literally no idea if you guys are going to like this car at all, but let me know your honest opinions down below. So I'm holding the key right here, and here is the new car for the channel. We bought a Mini! So yes, I now identify as a hairdresser, and I take it up the rear end. But I got a Mini! I got Whoa! The price of this car actually cost me £250. What? How am I picking a car up for 250 quid in today's age? For this, I got a Mini Cooper in this bright green. Oh, yeah! Underneath the engine, there is a serious fault with it. A serious fault that actually completely stops this car from moving under its own power. And what I'm gonna do for you guys is I'm gonna start it and allow you guys to maybe try and diagnose it yourselves. There you go. It starts, it runs. Sounds really good on the engine side. But that, guys, is not where the problem lies. The problem lies as soon as I touch that left pedal. Oh my god, that is the worst noise. That sounds expensive. Why did I buy this car? It pretty much doesn't go any further than halfway, and it just starts making that sound, which is not good at all. Ugh. And also, the gear selector doesn't actually go straight back to the middle like it usually does in a car. You guys let me know, is it a bad spring, clutch, gearbox? I have no idea. So of course that noise has something to do with the clutch, because every time you press the clutch, it just goes mental basically. It's like a fucking, like that dog. That guy, he'll do it better than me. Roll the clip. So it doesn't actually move under its own weight from what I know. I don't even want to try it because I don't want to fuck anything else up. But yeah, guys, the lovely guy who sold me this, Chris from Sutherland Car Care, basically actually took this car in for a quote on a clutch, and they quoted him £1,400 on a clutch for this car. £1,400. So that's why when I put up a story, he was going to scrap this car anyway. So he gave this car to me for £250. And I don't know about you guys, if I sneeze, I spend £250. So I think this is a bargain. But that isn't the worst bit about this car. If we actually go onto the government website and actually check this car out, we can actually see that it's had an expired MOT, which means we could actually go fix the gearbox, the clutch, or whatever it is, all for it to potentially fail an MOT and require even more money. But apart from that noise, the car seems to be all okay. Engine runs nicely, and luckily, because we don't actually have the check engine light, which is good. So what it looks like is it's only a clutch problem at the moment. However, if you guys do ever end up getting a check engine light on the dash, you won't know the problem until you take it to a mechanic and pay the diagnostic fees, which will be close to £100 just to read the light. And that is where today's sponsor CARISTA comes in. And this guy's right here is CARISTA Evo. And to get started, all you do is plug it into your OBD port. Now that it's all plugged in, we quite simply connect to the CARISTA app. Click connect. To read the check engine light or fault code, you quite simply click diagnose. Let's see if there's any faults. Ooh. And we've got no faults on the car. Yes! No hidden faults on the Mini that we don't know about. That's a really good thing. However, of course, if there was a fault code, it will tell you what it is, so you know exactly what's wrong in your car. Not only that, but with CARISTA, you can actually read live data from the car, so you can see if everything is running in tip-top shape. And if it isn't, you can see what is wrong. You can also perform DIY service procedures such as fuel system priming, emissions test, and so much more. And also, guys, on certain makes and models of cars, such as my BMW, you can actually unlock hidden features on the car to make your car so much more personal to you. On my BMW, I've actually activated digital speedo on the dash. I've activated the puddle lights to turn on when I'm in reverse. And I've actually activated auto stop start to remember its last state. So if I turn it off, it stays off until I want it back on again. So if you guys are at all interested in picking yourself up a CARISTA Evo, click the link in the description to see if your car is compatible today, as well as using Michael25 for a discount when actually purchasing this device on Amazon. This is an absolute lifesaver, and because of it, we know that there's no more fault codes on this Mini. So now that we got that good news, this car has actually been sat here for 8 weeks. So I think it would be absolutely rude not to give it a quick clean. So I started on the outside, and wow, after doing a bit more research, this is actually British Racing Green according to Mini, and it's an extremely metallic, shiny colour. It's almost like the Scirocco paintwork, but just green. Then moving on to the interior, gave it a quick hoover. Wiped down all of the surfaces, they needed a lot of attention, and then even addressed the seats with a few stains on. And And with one clean, the car was looking brand new. Can you believe that this is a 2005 car? This car is 19 years old. Brother must be using some anti-aging cream. The paint isn't even faded, chipped or nothing. Right guys, car is looking absolutely 10 out of 10 now that it's cleaned. And especially if we hop on the inside, look how nice the interior looks now. This is absolutely stunning. I mean, ignore the thing that's half hanging off because I pulled it off. But it is a very, very nice car for 2005. This don't look outdated to me. They still have this same design on the like 2016 one. When I was out with George Baggs and his JCW, literally looks the same as his car. This car's even got heated seats, tire pressure monitor systems. It's also got this feature right here. Hey baby, let's go. Oh my god, literally, call me maybe. You know that song that goes, call me maybe. Get the sunglasses out, get the flip-flops, mate. I'm fucking having a summer of a lifetime with this car, mate. And if you want to go even further, nah, brother, you mad? Now there is also a few little niggly bits, like the faded badges, chipped plastic at the back, missing center caps and everything. That will fix in the next video, but overall, extremely tidy car. Now then, with this series, pretty much we're going to be trying to make profit on the cars, or at least break even. We don't want to be ideally buying these cars for 250 quid and then spending 5 grand fixing it up. On Auto Trader, these minis with similar mileage, year and everything are selling for about £1,250 at the time of filming this. So I bought the car for £250, recovery was £100, so this brings us up to a total of £350 so far. So we have about a £800/£700 budget in order to make profit on this car. So hopefully it's not going to cost us much more than that. So yeah guys, unfortunately that is actually the end of today's video on the Mini Cooper. I'm really liking it. Let me know what you guys think about it and what you guys think that issue is whenever I put the clutch down. But the next episode we're going to fix that problem for good and get this car through an MOT and potentially find out I'm going to be broke not long after. Now I know a lot of you guys weren't really happy with the channel. I've looked at your guys' comments and a lot of you guys said a new car would freshen it up. So here you guys are. I do listen to your comments. I apologise that a lot of you guys weren't happy, but hopefully this will be the start of a new exciting series. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to actually follow the next episode of this Mini Cooper. Without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you later, faces, in my next video.